there, Casserole. We're here for it, folks. Oh, my God. Let me get this cord out of here. Let's do it. The main playing area is right here. We got some seats up front. Y'all can file all in. How the heck are you doing, Covert Cafe? Yes, make some noise. Oh, we're here to do some true crime and some comedy. And if you don't like unfunny things by funny people trying to make them somewhat unfunny, I don't know what you're doing here. You guys like the true crime stuff? Yeah, you better, or again, you're at the wrong show. There are so many other comedy shows that will be so bright and cheery, and this ain't one of them, all right? This is going to get dark. Get ready for it, all right? But we love the place here. Everybody give a round of applause for the beautiful Covert Cafe right now. Letting us do this weird shit all the time. It's great. It's great. I'm sure you guys have been paying attention to the news. I don't want to bring it down, but this is a blue show. We all know the Covert Cafe had a bit of trouble recently. They got stolen. That's not cool. We don't like that. We don't boo those fuckers right now. Fuck those people. I was going to say guys, and I think it's pretty safe to assume it was dudes. Don't fucking do that. That being said, to have a crime committed at any other comedy venue, this one kind of makes sense, given that we do this show here. You can't really... Joe's, were we asking for it by hosting a true crime show to now be true victims of crime? Blame me. And honestly, it's what I'm wearing. I was asking for it. That's what you're saying, Joe. That's true. That's true. Here's the deal, is that I do a lot of stand-up here. We do the open mic Saturday nights. We got showcases here. It's a great place for comedy. The Joes are great supporters of our comedy scene here in Portland. Yeah, clap for them again. It's an important thing. I do stand up here a lot, and I often talk about how I work at a nearby liquor store and how often we get stolen from. And if the perpetrator was ever here, I don't know how they got the idea that, hey, it's cool to steal from a liquor store, but go ahead and do it to this small independently owned business that doesn't have state merchandise or money in it. Why was that the thing? Please steal from my place of employment that's not this one. Okay, it's not a victimless crime unless you steal from the state. In which case, fuck it, right? That's the deal. All I want to say is if those people are here, hey, you fuck with the venue, you deal with the comics, motherfuckers. Bulldog don't play no shit. You like that joke? Get a picture of me with a knife at my true crime show. That's going to make people come out. It's pretty fun. Now I got to figure out how to close this without cutting off my fucking finger. There we go. All right, we got there. It's a pretty fun time. It's a pretty good time to be involved in the true crime stuff. This is a true crime comedy talk show, so imagine it like The Tonight Show mixed with 2020. Think about it that way, okay? We generally cover historical crimes, but right here up top at the beginning of the show, I want to talk to you guys about a future serial killer, because I think one of these is in our midst, and I think you all know who it is. It's a famous person. Anybody got any guesses? Who is actively killing people right now that's famous that I could be talking about? Who do you think it is? Armie Hammer, that's a really good guess, but no, it's Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is actively killing us all right now via her private fucking jet. I don't know. Did you guys hear about that? The emissions report came out. So if you have a private jet, you have to register your mileage with like the air traffic control. And of all the people that own private jets in the world in terms of contributing CO2 emissions to our atmosphere, Taylor Swift is at the top of the fucking list and has been for a while. If there is one person who's responsible for the extinction of the human race via climate change, it's that blonde twat. And I feel okay saying that. I don't think I'm a sexist. I can't be a sexist. You know why? I was talking shit about Taylor Swift once, and a Taylor Swift fan was like, oh, that's fine, Colin. You don't have to like her. I'm used to men not liking women in positions of power. That's stupid. I said, ma'am, I'll have you know that I am married and I am rarely on top. Pretty sure that's a position of power. For her. We love that. We love that. No, this is the thing. And the recent piece of news with the here's the deal. Like, Taylor Swift is basically the Jeff Bezos of music. You know, she is a ruthless capitalist who is slowly ending our species via climate change. That's not fair, Jeff Bezos and Taylor. That's not a fair comparison. I'm sorry, Covert Cafe. One of them is a multimillionaire who runs a massive corporation that is killing us all, and the other one runs Amazon. That's the thing. The most recent news is that emissions report came out, and there was one dude posting it all on social media. It was a college student that was finding the air traffic reports and then publishing them on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck, you know? And you know what Taylor Swift did? She fucking sued him. Did you guys hear about this? She sued a college student for basically narking on her. And this is a true crime show, so this is the one time you'll hear me say, fucking love narcs. Fucking love them. We love narcs in the true crime world. That's the thing. We want you to snitch if it's for the greater good. But the deal is that she tried to sue him. Now, all I want to say to Taylor Swift fans is, like, a feminist hero does not try to legally quash dissent. You know who does that? A narcissistic dictator. But what do I know? I'm just a guy who studies narcissistic criminals for fun. And to do a show to make everybody else have fun. That's a pretty good time. I don't know. I like the true crime stuff. I think it's starting to change the chemistry of my brain, though. And not in a good way, folks. It's bad. I'm starting to see things that aren't there. You know what I mean? Like, I was on Instagram the other day, and I was scrolling, and a picture of my college friend came up, and she was tie-dyeing T-shirts with her husband out in the yard. Aw, white people. So cute. And the caption she put said, the couple that tie-dyes together, ... And in my mind, I just went, ooh, dyes tied together? Pretty sure that's where you were going with that, Lauren. I don't know. People are always like, you know, what use is all this true crime knowledge, Colin? And let me put it to you the only way I know how. I know a lot about Jeffrey Dahmer, right? It would be wrong to use the word favorite when discussing serial murders. But if I had to pick a favorite, it would probably be your man Jeff. I don't know. There's just something to him. He's got that X factor, you know? I think it was the ingenuity and culinary skills. That's what does it for me. Because look at our man Joe slaving away on that flat top back there. He sees a dead cow, and he sees a way to feed his neighborhood and community. Jeffrey Dahmer looked at a 15-year-old Laotian boy and is like, I'm going to fuck and eat it. Double use. Man was economic. But what all is the use of this true? Well, say in some alternate universe, I am a tight African-American twink in Milwaukee in the 90s, and I find myself in Jeffrey Dahmer's gross fucking apartment. And, you know, he's pumping me full of drinks. He's drugging me the way he did. And he's getting the drill to do the thing that he did with the drill. I know so much about Jeffrey Dahmer. Saying this alternate universe, my mind is intact. I know that Jeffrey Dahmer was really affection depraved as a child. His parents never gave him the love and support he needed. He thought that if he was open with people, they would judge him and they would leave him and they would abandon him. So he killed people to keep them close to him. He's like, I don't want them to leave. And the only way I can make them stay in his warped brain was to kill them. So if he's getting ready, he's getting the necktie, you know, to garrote me or whatever, I can just turn around and be like, hey, Jeff, do you need to be held? You need a good cuddle, good swaddle, Jeffrey? I just want to say I accept you. And I really like your mug made out of a skull. I think that's fun. That's crafty. And obviously he would break down crying. I could grab the necktie away from him, just Jabba the Hutt his dumb Wisconsin ass. I did that joke once in the Midwest, and someone yelled from the back, hey, I don't like that. And I went, okay. Not going to change it. And they went, Jeffrey Dahmer was not from Wisconsin. He just committed most of his murders in Wisconsin. Jeffrey Dahmer was from Ohio. I went, no, thank you. And that's when I realized, folks, because after that, the guy said, yeah, don't ever let me hear you speak poorly about the state of Wisconsin ever again. There's some sick people in the world, folks. Do you know that there are people who are vocally proud to be from Wisconsin? Oh my God, I'm from Iowa. It's just to the south, and every time I think about it, I just want to kiss the muzzle of a shotgun. Oh, it's a good time. It's a good time. All right, well, let's get this show going. Does that sound good to you guys? All right. We got a couple of absolutely hilarious comics. We got some murder stories. We got some games. So let's start it off. We have an incredible first comic. She hosts Friendly Feuds. It's going down later this month. It's going to be a damn good time, and co-hosts the mic at Away Days. Everybody make so much noise for Imani Denae!
Give it up for Colin one more time. Yeah. And give it up for crime. Woo woo. Yeah. Boo boo. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I like crime. It's interesting to me. It's fun. I don't know. I grew up watching a lot of crime shows. Like I watched like NCIS and then like CSI, and you know, my favorite show of all was like Law and Order SVU. I loved that show. Honestly, weirdly, the cast is really cute. Like everybody's real sexy in that show. Like Olivia Benson, Stabler, he's back. Still sexy. Detective Tutuwala, if you like that kind of thing. I just love that show so much. I be watching them just like, Detective Munch this pussy, you know? Like, I like it so much that I even name my vibrator Dick Wolf. That's how much of a fan I am of the show. Let's see. What do I want to talk about? I've been visiting my family a lot more recently. And sometimes, like, when you visit your family, you kind of have, like, flashbacks to, like, yourself as a child and the things you had to deal with as a kid. And I'm one of 7, so I often am, like, thinking about, like, what it was like to have all those siblings. And it sucked. It sucked to be one of 7 because, like, we're close in age, and it was like we're all competing to get our parents' attention. And, like, I was jealous of my other siblings because of all the attention that they got that I didn't. I was jealous of my youngest sister the most because she got the most attention. It was so bad that I would pray to God and be like, God, could you please give me debilitating seizures too? Because, like, I want to get flown out in a helicopter, okay? And, like, I love McDonald's. I want to go to Ronald McDonald's house. That seems like so much fun to me. Honestly, the jealousy was really bad as a kid. It really was. I started to hate my younger sister. I kind of felt like she reminded me of a cell phone because, like, she was always around, but we only noticed when she vibrated, which... We're about to talk about murder, guys. Get ready. It's like, if you can't handle a seizure joke, you can't handle murder. I'm jealous of my older brother right now because we talk a lot on the phone, and like he's constantly telling me about his life. And he's got this setup right now, like he hasn't been paying rent for a while, and he doesn't even pay for his food. And he's in prison, but I swear it's not fair. Okay, like I talk to him a lot, and he's like such an interesting guy to me. We were talking about like he gets out this year, and I was like, Aaron, I can't wait for you to get out. What do you want to do when you get out? And he was like, well, I really want to be the host of Cheaters, the TV show, where they catch the cheaters, which is a very interesting job occupation. I was fascinated. I don't know. To me, it's just weird. Okay. It's weird because like my brother is in prison for armed robbery. So apparently to him, it is okay to steal, but it is not okay to steal your girl. That's where he draws the lines. No infidelity. Oh, my brother, he stole a lot of stuff growing up. He was a bad kid. He would steal like cargo shorts from Fred Meyer's. He'd steal beer from the 7-Eleven. He was always doing stupid shit like that. And it pissed me off. And I think my brother's an idiot. I really do. I still tell him to this day that he's stupid because, like, he needs to know. He's been arrested a lot. Going to prison should have never happened. He should have learned, but he didn't. And I asked him recently, I was like, do you get punished in prison when you do, like, shitty things? Because I've been watching that show Unlocked on Netflix, and I was like, oh, this seems interesting. I was like, do you get in trouble? Like, have you done something that's so bad that you got sent to, like, the hole or solitary? And he's like, once I had contraband that I wasn't supposed to have. And I got excited because I thought I was going to hear this story about a shank or, like, hooch or something. But he told me that he had a block of cheese. He had stolen a block of cheddar cheese. And he got sent to the hole for it. And then he was like, I don't know why I get sent to the hole. I was like, Aaron, are you a mouse? Because, like, who steals cheese? Okay, like, you got sent to the hole because you're a mouse. Like, mouses go in holes. Everybody knows that. Let's see. I love my family. I visited my mom for Mother's Day, and my mom, I feel like I'm starting to understand her now. Like, now that I've gotten older, like, once you reach the age your parents were when they had you, things start to make sense, and you stop being as upset with them. Like, for myself, my mom had me at 22, and I just remember being 22 and being like, ew, a kid? I was like, if a kid talked smart to me, I'd hit them, so it makes sense to me. I might pop him upside the head. If a kid kept asking me about apples, I don't know what I would do. If I went to the grocery store with a kid and they're like, the apple's red, the apple's round, the apples taste sweet, the apple. Shut up. I'm just kidding. No. No, I remember as a kid though, like, in middle school, me and my friends would sit around the park and we would, like, say yo mama jokes to each other. And that was a highlight of my time. I loved listening to the yo mama jokes. I remember I heard this one and it was really mean. This guy said to me, he's like, yo mama's so fat, not even God could lift her spirit. And that was really mean. It was a good one. But I was not good at yo mama jokes at all. I would just say the only thing I knew about their mom, you know. I'd be like, yo mama didn't sign your permission slip in enough time and you couldn't go to Six Flags with us. Yo mama once told me she likes me better than she likes you. She said, I wish you were my kid. How do you feel about that? Well, thank you guys so much. My name's Imani. Bye.
Imani, everybody, keep it going for her. Theatricality being a thing, this was the nicest way a kid can get hit. That's more of a nudge. You know, stop doing that. I don't know. I never got hit by my parents, and I think I'm worse off for it, frankly. I wouldn't be this fucking annoying if they'd smack me every once in a while. All right, you guys didn't like that. That's cool. That's fine. I'm all right with that. Let's bring up your next comic. Oh, my God. Yeah, this guy, he hosts the acclaimed Portland comedy show Leave Your Troubles at the Door. It's moving all over the PNW, and he is Imani's co-host at the Away Days mic on Wednesday nights. Everybody, make a whole bunch of noise for Chris Hudson!
Keep it going for Colin Mattox. Everybody keep it going for Colin Mattox. And Imani, who you just saw. You just saw Imani Denae. Give it up for Imani Denae. We are here about murder. And Colin was talking about billionaires up at the top. I feel like billionaires, I feel like we all understand this. Like, billionaires, for some reason, once you become a billionaire, you are entitled one murder. That is what you're entitled as a billionaire. You guys ever notice that like the richest people at least get one? If you do more than that, then they gotta put you in a court of law. But for some reason, I don't know, once you get a certain amount of money, it's like you get a coupon that just says you're entitled to one underlined one murder. You can't do more than that. The billionaires. It's not a crime, but I was thinking about this. One of my favorite guilty pleasure TV shows, because Imani was talking about cheaters, is Catfish. That's one of my favorite guilty pleasure TV shows is Catfish. Because with Catfish, it's such a fun show because you see what's happening with like people getting catfish and everything, and you think about it, and you're like, you could have just done a few Googles and avoided this whole situation. A lot of that show is Googling. You guys notice that they Google it, and they're like, look, this person's fake. And they're like, wow, I didn't know how to use Google. Thank you. I was in love with this person for 7.5 months, and I never once thought to Google them. Never thought once to do a reverse image search. You could do it backwards and find out where the picture's from. Yeah, a lot of crime. I didn't have a crime happen to me. This is a bad start for. I'm trying to transition, and that was not a smooth one. I did get a top 10 compliment the other night. I'll tell you all that right now because I'm feeling good. I got a top 10 compliment. I was outside a venue. I don't want to brag. I was talking to a lady, and I had to go. I was like, oh, I got to go. And she stopped me and she was like, hey, have a nice night and drive safe. I was like, wow. She thinks I have a car. Like, that's a top 10 compliment. That is top 10. Because talking to me for 5 minutes, you clock me for bus energy real quick, right? You're like, wow, he's bouncing. He's animated. He must have taken 2 buses to get here. Like, he went up on the yellow line and he came back down. That doesn't happen a lot. I don't know if you guys knew this. Yellow line, it goes to the expo center, does not come back down. That's interesting. That's very interesting with the yellow line. Yeah, I'm on transit a lot. The only time I feel okay is when everybody's in heavy traffic. When we're in heavy traffic, that's when I feel great on transit because then I can look out a bus window directly to someone in their car and just be like, hey, we're getting home at the same time. How did that investment work out for you? Like, sure, you can control, like, the temperature and the sounds and the smells. But I could fall asleep right now. I might not make it to my destination, but I'll be somewhere, right? The driver will wake me up at the end of the line. And it will probably be in Gresham. But I'll get back to Portland. Yeah, bus naps. Those are the most dangerous naps. I don't know if you knew this. Bus naps are the most dangerous naps because the bare minimum is that you wake up and you just hope that nobody touched you while you were sleeping. That's all you hope. And I'm a rock hard sleeper, so I don't even know when I wake up. I'm like, maybe. We'll see. You check your pockets. Still got stuff in your pockets? Probably fine. Hey, but it's not all bus naps for me. I do other things too. I recently went international this year. I went out of the country for the first time ever this year. Yeah, because I'm in my mid-30s, and I decided it was time to go out of the country. So I did go out of the country. But when I hit my mid-30s, which happened this year, I hit that middle. I was in my kitchen. I was looking at my sink, and I was like, wow, now I'm in my mid-30s. I feel like it is time to change the sponge, right? Like the sponge can't have birthdays too, you know? Fellas, you know what I'm talking about. Change the sponge. But yeah, I went international because after that, I got out of the country. That's right. I'm international. I went to Canada. Yes, because it is right there. It's it's easy. Canada is one of those countries that teaches you how much of a poverty franchise the United States is. That is really what it teaches you. I bought some weed in Canada because I didn't want to sneak anything into the country, you know? I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to get put in Canadian jail, which now, if I think about it, sounds like decent housing. But I didn't want to get in trouble. And so I bought weed in Canada. This is what I found out. The weed tax in Canada is like 40 to 50% of your purchase price. It's expensive. You're paying like an extra $7 to $10 just to get some weed. And I was like, whoa. This is how they have health care. This is how they do it. I would pay an extra $10 an ounce if I was guaranteed to see a doctor. In fact, one of the reasons that I'm buying so much weed is because my back hurts. Let's fix it. Let's make it happen, you know? And maybe then I won't be as stoned for my nephew's birthday when we're on the living room floor playing Cars, the movie, the video game. Okay? It is more fun when you're smoking weed, but it's hard to follow the plot because you're like, is this the movie plot or the video game plot? You're not sure. Went through that Canadian border. You know how that's a political talking point, the border? You got to keep the border secure. Keep the border secure. The border between Canada and the United States, very easy breezy. In fact, I saw someone jog through the Canadian side to the U.S. side. And then he jogged back. I don't know what kind of international agreement this jogger has, but he's able to go back and forth. It was insane. You have to declare stuff at the border. That's what you have to do. You have to declare what you bought in Canada. And they make you wait for a long time to make you nervous. So the line going back in the United States, super long. The line going into Canada, super easy. You tell them you're there for a hockey game, they let you go. That's it. Coming back in the U.S., super long, make you nervous. I got nervous. I probably shouldn't have smoked that Canadian vape in line, but I got really nervous, and they ask you to declare stuff, and I was like, I don't want to get caught with anything. So admittedly, it was small, but I decided to take a small bottle of Canadian maple syrup and stick it up my ass. Didn't have to do that. They just asked us questions and let us through, and now my girlfriend doesn't like Canadian maple syrup anymore. I'm like, hey, I cleaned it with the new sponge. We should be all good. We should be good to go. It's a new sponge. I've been Chris Hudson, and I think I got to sit down.
There we go. Let's get Imani back up here. Keep it going for Chris Hudson. And for Imani. Oh, let's get cozy, folks.